This walk-in closet cost $50 million, but it's not storing Hermes bags or custom suits. Behind that mirror is a biometric scanner. Behind that bookshelf is a 12-inch steel door. And inside, gold bars worth more than most people will earn in 10 lifetimes. Cash stacks that could buy a fleet of Ferraris and an arsenal that would make a small military jealous. All perfectly legal, all hidden in plain sight. Welcome to the secret world of billionaire panic rooms, the most expensive square footage in America that you're never supposed to see. These aren't just safe rooms, they're underground fortresses, climate-controlled vaults, and last resort command centers designed to protect not just lives, but generational wealth. And today, we're going inside. I'm your host, and this is Inside the Wealth, where we reveal the hidden systems, the secret investments, and the extreme measures America's ultra-rich take to protect their fortunes. If you're fascinated by how the other 1% lives, hit subscribe now, because what you're about to see will change how you think about wealth protection forever. Let's go. Let's start with a question most people never think to ask. What do you do when you have so much wealth that losing even 1% of it would be catastrophic? The answer isn't just insurance policies and investment diversification. For America's billionaires, the answer is physical, brutally physical. It's steel, concrete, biometrics, and firepower. It's panic rooms that cost more than the average American home. Here's something that will blow your mind. According to private security consultants, approximately 40% of homes valued above $25 million in the United States now include some form of reinforced safe room or panic room. That's not a fringe paranoia, that's standard practice. And we're not talking about a reinforced closet with a deadbolt. We're talking about architectural marvels that would make a bank vault jealous. Take Mark Zuckerberg's compound in Kauai, Hawaii. Public records and construction permits revealed a 5,000 square foot underground bunker as part of his $270 million estate. That's not a panic room. That's a panic mansion. Reports suggest it includes its own energy supply, water systems, and enough food storage to sustain a dozen people for over a year. The bunker alone reportedly cost $70 million to construct. Think about that. The safe room costs more than the visible house, or consider what's become standard in Beverly Hills and Bel Air. Security architects report that new mega mansions in these neighborhoods routinely include safe rooms with walls reinforced with ballistic steel panels rated to stop rifle rounds. The doors, custom-made by companies like Vault Pro or Fortified Estate, can cost $100,000 to $500,000 each. A single door. These aren't hollow core Home Depot specials. We're talking 6 to 12 inches of composite steel with pneumatic seals that make them virtually impenetrable and soundproof. But here's where it gets really interesting. The panic room isn't just about protection from home invasion anymore. According to interviews with wealth managers and family office advisors, modern billionaire safe rooms serve 3 distinct purposes. First, physical safety during a breach. That's obvious. Second, secure storage for items too valuable or sensitive for bank safety deposit boxes. And third, this is the part nobody talks about, they serve as final insurance against societal collapse. Let me explain that third one, because it sounds extreme, but it's surprisingly common among the ultra-wealthy. There's a genuine belief among certain billionaire circles that civil unrest, economic collapse, or even government overreach could threaten their assets. So their panic rooms double as what's called continuity vaults. These are spaces designed not just to survive a home invasion, but to provide long-term security if they need to literally sit out a crisis. We're talking about weeks or even months of self-sufficiency, all hidden beneath their wine cellar or behind a fake wall in their home theater. The architecture of these spaces is fascinating. Most modern billionaire panic rooms are designed with multiple layers of security. The first layer is concealment. The room is hidden behind rotating bookcases, false walls, or even elevator shafts that lead to sub-basements. One famous example from a Bel Air estate featured a panic room accessible only through a biometric scanner hidden inside a bathroom mirror. You'd never know it existed unless someone told you. The second layer is the entry point itself. These doors are engineering marvels. They typically feature biometric access, fingerprint, retinal scan, or even vein pattern recognition to prevent duplication. They're designed to withstand not just forced entry, but actual sustained assault. Some are rated to resist breaching charges, hydraulic spreaders, and even sustained blowtorch attacks for up to 6 hours. The hinges are internal and reinforced, so they can't be removed from the outside. The frame is anchored into concrete with steel rebar. Breaking into one of these rooms without the code is virtually impossible without military-grade equipment and multiple hours. The third layer is the interior itself. Once you're inside, these aren't claustrophobic closets. Many span 500 to 2,000 square feet, bigger than most studio apartments in Manhattan. They include independent HVAC systems with NBC-rated air filtration. That's nuclear, biological, and chemical protection. They have backup power generators that can run for days or weeks. They include satellite phones and encrypted communication systems, so you can contact private security or law enforcement without using standard phone lines that could be compromised. And then there's what's stored inside. This is where billionaire panic rooms transform from safety features into actual treasure vaults. According to security consultants who've worked on these installations, the typical ultra-high net worth panic room contains approximately $5 to $20 million in physical assets. We're talking about gold bullion, precious gems, rare art pieces, vintage watches worth 6 figures each, and most importantly, cash. Lots of cash. Why cash? Because in a true emergency scenario, whether it's a cyber attack that freezes banking systems, political instability that limits access to accounts, or simply the need to move quickly without leaving a digital trail, physical currency is king. Wealth advisors commonly recommend that ultra-high net worth families keep 1 to 3% of their liquid net worth in physical cash in a secure location. For a billionaire, that's $10 to $30 million in actual bills, usually in hundreds and fifties for space efficiency. One anonymous interview with a private wealth manager revealed that a client kept $40 million in cash and gold in their panic room, refreshing the currency every 5 years to ensure the bills remained current and accepted. The room itself had climate control specifically calibrated to prevent the cash from deteriorating. That's the level of detail we're talking about here. But perhaps the most controversial element of billionaire panic rooms is what's become known in security circles as the personal arsenal. And this is where wealth protection intersects with the Second Amendment in ways that most Americans never think about. Now we need to talk about something that makes security consultants rich and politicians nervous: billionaire gun collections. Because inside many of these panic rooms, alongside the gold and cash, are firearms. Lots of firearms. And it's all perfectly legal. Here's what most people don't understand. In most US states, there are virtually no limits on how many guns you can own if you're a law-abiding citizen. You can have 5 guns or 500 guns. As long as you've passed background checks and you're not a prohibited person, it's completely legal. And America's wealthy take full advantage of this. Some of the most extensive private gun collections in the country aren't in rural Texas ranches. They're in Malibu beach houses and Manhattan penthouses. According to firearms appraisers and auction houses specializing in collectible weapons, the ultra-wealthy often maintain collections worth $2 to $10 million. These aren't just functional firearms for protection, they're investments. Rare historical pieces, limited edition custom builds, firearms owned by famous figures. But beyond the collector's pieces, there's the practical arsenal. Security consultants typically recommend what they call a layered defense strategy for high-value homes. This usually includes several shotguns, multiple handguns, and often AR-15 style rifles, all stored in the panic room within biometric quick-access safes. The logic is simple. If someone breaches your outer security, guards, gates, alarms, and makes it into your home, you need the ability to defend yourself and your family until police or private security response teams arrive. In some wealthy neighborhoods, that response time could be 15-30 minutes. That's a long time when someone's in your house. One interesting trend that's emerged is what's called panic room armories. Essentially, the safe room itself is designed as a small-scale gun vault. Floor-to-ceiling custom cabinetry with individual locking compartments for each firearm, humidity control to prevent rust, and LED lighting that would make a jewelry store jealous. These installations can cost $200,000 to $500,000 just for the storage system, not including the firearms themselves. And here's something that really highlights the divide between normal wealthy and ultra-wealthy: suppressed weapons. In the US, you can legally own suppressors, often incorrectly called silencers, through a process that includes a 200 tax stamp and federal registration. For billionaires concerned about defending their home without causing permanent hearing damage or alerting attackers to their exact location, suppressed firearms have become increasingly popular. A quality suppressor costs $800 to $2,000. And wealthy gun owners often have them for every firearm in their defensive collection. But beyond the guns themselves, there's an entire ecosystem of tactical equipment stored in these panic rooms. Night vision goggles, military-grade units that cost $10,000 to $40,000 each. Body armor, level 3 or IV plates capable of stopping rifle rounds with custom-fitted carriers that cost $3,000 to $8,000 per set. Communication systems, encrypted radios that allow the family to coordinate or contact their security team without using cell phones that could be jammed. Trauma medical kits with advanced supplies that go far beyond typical first aid. We're talking Israeli bandages, tourniquets, chest seals, and even prescription medications for extended scenarios. One security consultant who specializes in ultra-high net worth clients told me that a fully equipped panic room for a billionaire family typically includes approximately $250,000 to $750,000 in defensive equipment alone. That's separate from the $5 to $20 million in cash, gold, and valuables. The room itself might cost $2 to $5 million to construct and outfit. So you're looking at a single room, often just 1,000 square feet, that represents a $10 million investment in pure security. And here's the part that really demonstrates how serious the wealthy are about this: training. It's not enough to have the guns and equipment. You need to know how to use them under extreme stress. Many billionaire families now employ private tactical training for family members. Companies like Trident Concepts, Gunsight Academy, and private military contractors offer bespoke training courses. These aren't your standard concealed carry classes. We're talking about multi-day immersive programs that cost $10,000 to $50,000 and cover everything from close quarters combat to emergency medical response to decision-making under life-threatening stress. Some families go even further. There are documented cases of billionaires hiring former special operations personnel, Navy SEALs, Delta Force, SAS, as full-time security advisors who live on the property. These individuals don't just protect the family. They run regular drills, maintain the panic room systems, rotate supplies, and essentially serve as a private military consultant. Salaries for these positions range from $150,000 to $500,000 annually, plus housing and benefits. Why this level of preparation? Part of it is genuine security concerns. high-profile wealthy individuals are targets for kidnapping, home invasion, and organized crime. But according to psychologists who work with ultra-high net worth families, there's also a psychological component. Extreme wealth can create extreme anxiety. When you have 500 million or 5 billion, you're constantly aware that you have something others want to take. The panic room, the arsenal, the training, it's not just physical security, it's psychological security. It's control in a world where being wealthy can make you feel like a target. But here's where this gets even more interesting. These panic rooms aren't just protecting against criminals. Many are designed with another scenario in mind: government overreach or civil unrest. And that's where the conversation gets really controversial. There's a dirty secret among America's billionaire class that most won't talk about publicly, but discuss constantly in private. Many genuinely believe societal collapse is possible within their lifetime, and they're preparing accordingly. This isn't tinfoil hat conspiracy theory territory. This is documented behavior by some of the smartest, most successful people in America. Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, has publicly discussed his survival preparation. Reid Hoffman, co-founder of LinkedIn, has talked about wealthy Silicon Valley figures buying property in New Zealand as a backup plan. Steve Huffman, Reddit's CEO, has openly admitted to getting LASIK eye surgery specifically so he'd be able to see without glasses if society collapses. These are billionaires and near billionaires, and they're preparing for worst-case scenarios, and the panic room is ground zero for that preparation. According to interviews with survival architects, yes, that's an actual profession now. The requests they're getting from ultra-wealthy clients have shifted dramatically over the past decade. It used to be about protection from home invasion or kidnapping. Now it's about self-sufficiency during extended crisis scenarios, economic collapse, pandemic lockdowns, civil war, electromagnetic pulse attacks, or even nuclear events. Let's talk about what that actually means in practice. Modern billionaire panic rooms increasingly include what's called continuity infrastructure. This goes far beyond the traditional safe room concept. We're talking about spaces designed to sustain a family for weeks or months without any external support. First, there's water. Many panic rooms now include independent water storage, typically 500 to 2,000 gallons of potable water in concealed tanks, along with filtration and purification systems that can process additional water if needed. Some even include atmospheric water generators, machines that literally pull moisture from the air and convert it to drinkable water. These units cost $20,000 to $100,000 depending on capacity, but they provide true independence from municipal water supplies. Then there's food. The ultra-wealthy aren't storing canned beans and rice. They're working with specialized companies that provide gourmet freeze-dried meals with 25-year shelf lives. We're talking about filet mignon, salmon, pasta dishes, fruits, vegetables, all preserved using advanced techniques and stored in climate-controlled sections of the panic room. Energy is another critical component. Most panic rooms include backup generators, but the really advanced installations have gone further. Some include underground fuel tanks with 1,000 to 5,000 gallons of diesel or propane, enough to run generators for months. Others have installed solar panel arrays with battery storage systems that can independently power the panic room and essential home systems indefinitely. One notable installation in Colorado reportedly cost $3 million and includes a geothermal system combined with solar that makes the panic room completely off-grid capable. Communication is crucial in any emergency scenario. Beyond the encrypted satellite phones we mentioned earlier, many billionaire panic rooms now include redundant communication systems, ham radio setups for long-range communication if cell towers are down, mesh network devices that can communicate with other family members or security personnel even without internet. and in some cases, literal direct satellite uplink systems that bypass all terrestrial infrastructure. These communication suites can cost $100,000 to $300,000 to install properly. Medical capabilities represent another layer. We're not just talking about first aid kits anymore. Some panic rooms include what essentially amounts to a small emergency medical facility, hospital-grade trauma supplies, prescription medications stockpiled for chronic conditions, even portable ultrasound machines, and advanced diagnostic equipment. One security consultant described a client who had installed a complete dental station in their panic room because they didn't want to be dependent on finding a dentist during a prolonged crisis. The medical setup alone cost over $200,000. But perhaps the most extreme example of billionaire doomsday preparation involves entire underground compounds, panic rooms on steroids. There's a famous development in Kansas called Survival Condo, built inside a decommissioned Atlas missile silo. Units in this underground complex sold for $1.5 million to $4.5 million, and buyers included several tech billionaires and Wall Street executives. The facility includes a swimming pool, movie theater, library, gym, and enough supplies to sustain 75 people for 5 years. It's designed to withstand a near-direct nuclear strike. While that's an extreme example, variations of this concept are becoming more common. Private survival compounds are being built in remote areas of Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, and Alaska. These aren't primitive cabins. They're luxury underground facilities with all the amenities of a 5-star resort, just buried under 10 feet of reinforced concrete and earth. Prices for these installations start at $5 million and can exceed $50 million for the most advanced versions. Here's what's really interesting from a psychological perspective. Many billionaires view this as a form of insurance. Just like they insure their art collection or their yacht, they're insuring against civilizational risk. One family office advisor put it this way: "My clients spend 1 to 2% of their net worth on survival preparation. For a billionaire, that's $10–20 million. They'll never use it, but it lets them sleep at night knowing that no matter what happens, their family is protected." And there's another element here that's rarely discussed. These panic rooms and survival systems are being designed with succession in mind. This isn't just about protecting the current billionaire. It's about protecting generational wealth. The assumption is that if society does collapse temporarily, whoever has resources, security, and preparation will emerge from that collapse still wealthy. The panic room isn't just saving lives, it's saving dynasties. Here's something nobody tells you about billionaire panic rooms. The initial construction cost is just the beginning. These systems require constant maintenance, testing, and updating. And those ongoing costs can exceed $500,000 per year for a properly maintained ultra-secure facility. Let's break down what that actually means. First, there's security system maintenance. All those biometric scanners, reinforced doors, cameras, sensors, and alarms need regular testing and servicing. Biometric systems need calibration updates. Software needs patches. Batteries need replacement. Most billionaire estates contract with private security firms that provide monthly or quarterly inspections. These maintenance contracts typically cost $50,000 to $200,000 annually, depending on the complexity of the installation. Then there's supply rotation. Remember that $50,000 worth of gourmet freeze-dried food. Even with 25-year shelf lives, best practices recommend rotating stock every 5–10 years to ensure maximum nutritional value and taste. The water supply needs testing and potential treatment to prevent bacterial growth. Medications expire and need replacement. One wealth manager mentioned a client who spends $75,000 every 3 years just on rotating the consumables in their panic room. The firearms and tactical equipment require maintenance too. Guns need cleaning and lubrication even when not being used, especially in climate-controlled environments that can cause condensation. Ammunition has a shelf life. While modern ammunition can last decades under proper conditions, responsible gun owners rotate their defensive ammunition every 5–10 years. For someone with a significant collection, that could mean $10,000 to $50,000 in ammunition replacement costs periodically. Body armor has expiration dates too. The protective plates and materials degrade over time, typically with a 5 to 7 year lifespan before replacement is recommended. Night vision equipment, batteries for electronics, medical supplies, everything has a maintenance schedule. One security consultant estimated that a fully equipped Billionaire panic room requires approximately $30,000 to $80,000 annually just in replacement and rotation costs for supplies and equipment. Energy systems need maintenance as well. Backup generators require regular exercise, running them monthly to ensure they'll work when needed. Fuel needs stabilizers added and occasional replacement to prevent degradation. Solar systems need panel cleaning and battery health monitoring. HVAC and air filtration systems need filter changes and mechanical servicing. But here's a cost that most people never consider: testing and drills. It's not enough to have all this equipment and infrastructure. You need to know it works, and your family needs to know how to use it. Many billionaire families conduct quarterly or semi-annual panic room drills. They simulate emergencies, practice entering the room quickly, test communication systems, and review defensive procedures. Some families hire security consultants to run these drills professionally, which can cost $10,000 to $30,000 per session. There's also the hidden real estate cost. A 1,000 to 2,000 square foot panic room is valuable square footage that's effectively removed from the livable space of the home. In ultra-luxury real estate markets like Beverly Hills or Miami Beach, that could represent $2 to $10 million in opportunity cost, space that could have been another bedroom wing or entertainment area, but is instead a fortified vault, used hopefully never. And then there's the elephant in the room: secrecy costs. The more people who know about your panic room, the less effective it becomes as security. This creates challenges during construction and maintenance. Some billionaires hire security-cleared contractors who sign NDAs with serious financial penalties for disclosure. Others conduct construction under cover stories. Building permits might describe a wine cellar or home theater rather than revealing the true purpose. Some even hire separate contractors for different elements, so no single company knows the full scope. These secrecy measures can add 20 to 40% to total project costs. Insurance is another consideration. Most standard homeowners' insurance does not cover the full value of what is stored in a panic room, especially firearms and gold. Billionaires typically require specialized insurance riders or separate policies covering the panic room contents. For $10–20 million in stored assets, insurance premiums might run $50,000 to $150,000 annually, depending on coverage and deductibles. Here's something even more interesting: property taxes. In some jurisdictions, a highly fortified panic room can actually increase the assessed value of a property, leading to higher property taxes. There have been cases where tax assessors discovered these installations and added significant value to the assessment. One case in California saw a $3 million panic room installation add approximately $75,000 to the annual property tax bill. And finally, there's depreciation and obsolescence. Security technology evolves rapidly. Biometric systems that were cutting edge 5 years ago are now considered inadequate. Encryption standards change. New threats emerge, requiring new countermeasures. Many billionaire panic rooms undergo major upgrades every 7 to 10 years at costs that can rival the original construction. It's an endless cycle of improvement to stay ahead of potential threats. One family office financial advisor summed it up perfectly. A $5 million panic room will cost you approximately $500,000 per year to maintain properly, insure adequately, and keep current with technology. Over a 20-year period, you're looking at a total investment of $15–20 million for something you pray you never have to use. But for my clients, that's not a cost. It's peace of mind, and you can't put a price on that. So let's bring this all together. We've just gone inside the most expensive, most secretive rooms in America, spaces that represent the intersection of extreme wealth, deep anxiety, and the fundamental human need for security. These aren't just panic rooms, they're physical manifestations of how the ultra-rich think about risk, legacy, and survival. The Billionaire Panic Room tells us something profound about wealth in America today. It reveals that even at the very top, maybe especially at the very top, people feel vulnerable. They feel like targets. They believe that what they've built could be taken away, and they're willing to spend millions, even tens of millions, to prevent that. But here's what's really fascinating. This trend is trickling down. 10 years ago, only billionaires had these kinds of facilities. Today, anyone with a net worth above $50 million is being pitched on panic rooms by security consultants. In another 10 years, this could become standard in any home above $5 million. The normalization of extreme security measures is happening right now, and it's reshaping how luxury real estate is designed and valued. Think about what that means. We're moving toward a future where the wealthy don't just live in gated communities, they live in literal fortresses with underground vaults, arsenals, and survival infrastructure. That's not just a security trend, that's a social trend. It says something about trust, about community, about how the people at the top of our economic system view the stability of that system. Are they being paranoid? Or are they seeing something the rest of us aren't? That's the question every viewer needs to ask themselves. Because whether you think billionaire panic rooms represent reasonable precaution or extreme paranoia, they're real, they're growing, and they're changing the landscape of American wealth. If you found this deep dive fascinating, you need to subscribe to Inside the Wealth right now. We're just getting started exploring the hidden world of ultra-high net worth living. The investments, the strategies, the secrets that only the top 1% know. Next time, we're going even deeper. I'm talking about the private islands, the citizenship by investment programs, and the offshore structures that billionaires use to literally remove themselves from government oversight entirely. Hit that subscribe button, smash the notification bell, and drop a comment below. Do you think billionaire panic rooms represent smart preparation or paranoid excess? I want to hear your take. Thanks for watching Inside the Wealth. I'll see you in the next one.